at you being all awake and stuff. You're reading words, and you probably aren't even stabbing anybody right now. You deserve a coffee, you little ray of sunshine.
In the middle of the night, or early Friday morning, depending upon where you are in the world, a group of experienced comics professionals get together to examine and instruct about the art form that they love. That's great comic artwork on Comics by Night, Fridays at 5 a.m. Eastern, here on the Indie Comics Network, indiecomicsnetwork.com.
What was that? This is not a shockwave.
Geek talk all about the bizzle. A panel of pros who got that old school bizzle. Make the bird dance and listen to the sizzle. Sit back and relax and listen to the sizzle.
Good morning. Welcome to another episode of Nerd Bacon. It's a beautiful day here in the studio. It's a frigid day outside of the studio.
Obviously sunny though. Look at that out the window.
Obviously sunny. Beautiful sunny day. Not a cloud to be seen. We're actually going to get above freezing today. So maybe we can get rid of some of this leftover snow.
Got about a foot and a half where you are?
Yeah, it's a little too much for my likes.
I hear you. We got a few inches up here.
Yeah, we got some more rolling in later this week. So
yes,
good reason to stay inside and get some work done.
Absolutely.
Feeling much better this week.
Good.
Thank everybody for sticking with the, kind of the crumminess that I was feeling last week. Wasn't my normal chipper self, but we made it through.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I sound better, feel better. Still a little stuffy, so I'm going to have to take a little break to blow my nose from time to time. But, hey, we're here and we're good. And man, do we got some news to talk about today. What a busy week in the comic book world.
Everybody knows it was a big week. Almost everybody knows.
Almost everybody knows. We're going to talk about something in some great detail. Before I do that, I want to go ahead and welcome the chat. Oh, we don't really have too many people in there talking yet. Guys, I see you watching.
Chat's live, folks. Get in there. I know you're
there. The chat's live. Let us know while we're doing, you know what? Let's do this. We'll get to the chat here in a minute. I want to show you this.
This next story takes us to first.
So I don't know if you're familiar with this guy, the actor Willard. Willard something. Willard.
Not Willard.
This guy,
Scott.
He's hilarious. Yeah, he's got this show he's done. Dude, check this out. So I saw this video this week, and I thought, you know what? Here's somebody living their best life.
Ferndale, Michigan. the Jell-O salad capital of the Midwest. 26-year-old
salad.
Michelle Ivy is convinced
Fred Willard.
she's a Ninja Turtle.
Yes.
For the last 14 years, 26-year-old Michelle Ivy has dedicated her life to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
Dedicated. Absolutely dedicated.
Michelangelo's my favorite turtle because he reminds me of myself.
Cowabunga! Come on, dude! It's shell kicking time!
I figured it was a phase. She grew out of the Care Bears. She grew out of My Pretty Pony.
She has become a Ninja Turtle, pretty much. She's crossed over the line and has adapted a whole new personality.
These here are my heads. Yes, this is not my head. These are my heads. This right here is my new pride and joy, Michelangelo from Turtles 3. So any scene where you see Michelangelo, like when he goes, "Wait, really, I'm just a beautiful princess in disguise. Ah, sword. Break the spell. Give me a kiss." Then it's actually this head saying it.
Because Michelle...
She did not quote that with the movie. They overdubbed the movie. They put the movie in with her saying that line.
Yeah.
That's how well she knows that movie. Now,
we all have our guilty pleasures.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Works at a factory for minimum wage. She takes out bank loans to feed her Ninja Turtle obsession.
This head cost me $2,000.
The one thing I like now is that she has her own job, she's making her own money, and she can waste her own money on this stuff. Pardon my French.
I paid $1,800 for Leonardo.
Michelle's going high risk. She's willing to put herself into debt in order to say, I have the head of Leonardo.
I have been downright told by several people, just drop the turtles and get a real life. Yet, I have a life.
I have a life, I
One
swear.
bacon pizza. Yes, that's bacon. Why am I a little bit afraid?
Michelle lives on a strict Ninja Turtle diet. That means pizza every day, covered with bizarre toppings.
I call you, dude. One pepperoni with pickles.
Okay, I am making...
Now, seriously, all right, check this out. She's got a bacon pizza. This actually sounds good, all right? So I saw this, I was like, you know, I think I could do this. Check this out.
That's a BLT pizza.
When Michelle orders a
BLT pizza. So she got a bacon pizza, she put mayonnaise on it, she's gonna put lettuce and tomato on it.
There you are.
Cold lettuce and tomato. That actually sounds delicious.
I bet it's good.
I bet it is good. She's probably figured out what tastes good and what doesn't.
Honestly, though, I thought she was going to go for the peanut butter.
Yeah, right?
I'm like, she keeps her peanut butter in the refrigerator? Nope, it's mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise. It's a BLT pizza.
BLT.
So now I'm going to be thinking, I've been thinking about BLT pizza ever since I saw this video.
Oh, we used to have a pizzeria around here that did a Mexican pizza that had lettuce and, you know, everything that's in a taco on it. It was fantastic.
I've had that. Yeah, I've had that. That's really good. I
thin
don't know that I
crust,
would do so much.
Hey
guys.
Yeah. Hey,
I don't know that I would do so much mayonnaise.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Probably
You're
not.
welcome, man.
Big news today, huh?
Big news, yeah. We'll get into
pizza. Get a
Big
slice
news,
quick because it's going to be pizza goulash.
Well, dude, these are some moves that my master Splinter has taught me to protect myself from people like him.
Some people keep pets. I have a little sister.
That's totally common.
But it didn't stop at the costume for Michelle. She even spent $5,000 on karate lessons, becoming a blue belt so she could fight like a Ninja Turtle.
When I'm in these situations, I kind of feel like they're standing behind me, protecting me.
Oh, hey, you lost your thingy.
That should be a self-defense class right there.
Yeah!
And I say, hey guys, you there? And, you know, they'll check in with me every now and then.
Okay,
That hurt.
that hurt.
When the turtles entered my life, they taught me to be self-aware. They taught me to never hide behind.
This is my favorite part, guys. Trust me, I am not laughing. Trust me, I am not laughing.
I'm trying not to. You just got to respect people like this and their
I really do. I really do. Like her heart and her spirit, man, I totally get it.
Yep.
But this is my favorite part. Like, so far we've had comedy, we've had drama, we've had action. Now it's time for the musical number.
Oh boy.
Any wall of who you really are, but to live your life as you want to. Michelangelo goes, follow your heart, guys, follow your heart. And then he breaks into the song called Follow Your Heart.
He can try anything to tear us apart, but there's one thing that's still clear. That
there's no way that he'll get inside of our hearts. Just remember that we're still here. The time has come to change it all, to wash away your fear. We only have to stick together. The good times are so near. Follow your heart.
That's one.
Follow your heart. Follow your heart. Follow your heart. That song changed my life because they taught me to follow my heart.
So
follow your heart. Follow your heart.
Good old Fred.
There's someone that's not letting the world get him down.
That's right.
Not letting the doom and gloom hit him. Yeah.
Smiling in the face of adversity.
I think that's what Diamond executives are doing right now.
Following their heart?
No.
Following their heart to the inevitable demise that capitalism will bring and correct the market.
Yeah. I don't think so. I don't think
Probably not singing.
I'm not a smart man.
There you go.
Speaking. Oh, hey, guess what?
I am the one who knocks.
We got Pedro in the house.
Pedro's the one who
knocking on the door over here.
I like that.
Welcome, Pedro.
Man, more so than I'm the one who knocks right now.
Yeah, the one who knocks.
Sorry, I'm late, guys. A big night yesterday. Women are a big expense. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh wow.
Well, here you go.
Especially when you gotta pay for the loving.
There you go.
How dare you?
I paid for the loving, but it kind of felt like I did.
That is not a joke. That is a natural fact.
You always pay.
Jesus. Yeah.
I am never gonna financially recover from this.
Where'd you get that picture of the retailer? What store does he have?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Better still open the green section and find a publisher. And that's what they look like yesterday.
Yeah. Speaking of retailer, we got an actual footage today. Randy was able to find this actual footage of one of the small publishers in the green section of previews.
Yeah. It's a proper description. Self-inflicted wound. It's just
Sure.
We looked at going with Diamond. We submitted a handful of books.
As Arrow. Yeah.
Yeah, as Arrow. We had two picked out for a May release, and they didn't like that selection. They said that it wasn't because they were for all ages.
Oh, okay.
Books for kids, basically, right? And they said no, it's not that. These books aren't market. They don't have market viability. I'm like, well, that's funny. These are two of our best-selling books.
Yeah.
You know, they've been making us money. So they said, but feel free to, submit some other books. And we decided that we weren't going to do that. Out of principle.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, and it, yeah. Thank goodness for that.
Yeah.
Now, when they came back from the bug, they didn't file Chapter 11.
Yeah, dude. Like, I
I
don't know.
was surprised.
They just told the green section they were only going to get a percentage of their money back stretched out over a period of time.
But were you surprised, Luke? Because all this, like, filing for bankruptcy.
I was surprised that they didn't file.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked they didn't go under during the bug. As soon as DC and Marvel left, they were,
I expected that one. I expected that one to be the
big news of 2022.
Yeah, I expected that one to be the I
Do you
guess
think that COVID money helped him.
Pardon?
Do you think that COVID money helped him? Maybe.
That was a factor.
It was kind of a push for them, but they still treated the green section like second class citizens. Oh, you'll get your money, but you'll get it in percentages whenever we want to dole it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Felt very like Live Aid for Latin America. How
shocked, I tell you.
Yeah. There you are.
How can he close me up? On what ground? I'm shocked to find that gambling is going on in here.
You're winning, sir.
Oh, thank you very much. Everybody out at once.
Exactly.
You're winning, sir. Well, thank you.
Like the thing is, like I'm really like amused by the articles that are coming out, like very hyperbolic. Like, dude, you're like reacting to a dead carcass that died like 8 months ago, like a dried possum on the side of the road. Like, oh my god, it's dead. Like, we all knew that. Like, I mean, the moment like Penguin and Lunar came into those guys were doomed.
Yeah. We're
So how do you get
a little more into this later?
How'd they? Well, we'll get into it later.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Let's see how they got back at him, though. Ooh.
Yeah, I just woke up.
Yeah, let's see how they. Yeah, they will get that revenge.
Yeah.
Anyway, I started blasting. Bang!
They will get their revenge.
Yeah.
It's to me, it's completely amusing to see everybody jumping up online blaming everybody but the cause.
Yeah.
Right.
So much like modern politics. You're sitting there going, really? That's what you think? Oh, okay. That you're funny. Yeah.
So the wind caused all those fires, not the fact that it was a tinderbox there. No, not that at all.
It was the homeless.
Global warming.
Yeah, it was the
global warming and the wind.
And the wind and the homeless and Trump.
That's what did it.
Trump did it. He said something.
Trump's fault. Yeah.
I'm sure it'll come back to that. Yeah.
That mean thing he said set the place on fire. That's what did it.
It was an incendiary.
We're not trying to make light of the fires, folks. We're actually
no, we're not. We're
actually Diamond got scared of tariffs, is what it is.
Ooh.
Terrified of tariffs.
Terrified of tariffs.
The terror of tariffs. There's a book for you.
Yeah, dude. Like I never say this, but you should take a book out of Panama. Like, we've been threatened to lose our country again, and everybody here is still like, yeah, sure, of course, maybe it will happen, maybe not.
You're not going to lose your country.
No, but the thing is that the attitude down here is just he said that.
Whatever.
Okay, yeah. You know, it's just
inflammatory language. Inflammatory.
Ooh,
inflammatory.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What country are you in, Pedro?
Oh, Panama.
Okay.
So the Panamax.
He's down there at the. Oh, you've been watching Great Gutfeld.
Gutfeld.
That cracked me up.
Panamax anal.
Panamax anal.
Yeah, that cracked me up, man. Like, that was good. It's like, oh, I never made
everybody.
that.
Tyrus and Kat were over it.
Yeah.
Like, shame on you for even laughing.
They had probably been going through the whole day listening to him saying that because he thought he was really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when the crowd laughed, they're like, curse you.
Yeah. It was a clever quip, man. And I've heard a lot of things because Costa Ricans hate us and Colombians wish they own us, so they have a lot of jokes.
Right.
Never had the Panamax anal, ever. So I'm gonna
so that's yeah. Took a Gutfeld to get you that one.
Yeah. Boom.
I get. So part of the thing is with the whole buying Greenland and Panama Canal and Canada and all that stuff. If you get to consolidate the trade routes, the cost of shipping can go down.
That's what he's looking at. Yeah.
That's exactly what he's trying to do.
Like, the thing is, like, Panama is not really like swindling America. Like, it's like, yeah, they're giving us like huge tariffs. Like, we're really not. What he really wants is China's presence on both ports. That's what China did. They're in Port Cristobal and Port San Lorenzo is the other one, and they own the land right next to the Panama Canal. That's not supposed to happen, and that happened in 2017 under President Varela. We're all looking for him to hang him like Mussolini, but that's an internal affair.
He broke the treaty.
Exactly.
I mean, that's directly breaking the treaty.
Yeah.
So really, whatever Trump decides to do, which he's not going to play his hand, whatever he decides to do is legitimized by the fact that your boy broke the treaty. Because we can't have China on our doorstep like that.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, it's going to benefit America, but for Panama, it's going to be business as usual because you're still our biggest client. So, like, it's not like we don't care. Like, we have the people within the side, like, oh, sovereignty. Those guys will get shot, as always. And, dude.
So lighthearted.
And then people who really want to work are going to stay for work. And then people who won't get hired at the canal, they're going to keep on, bitching. Sorry, but that's what they do. And it's going to be business as usual. Like, dude, like, I don't work for the canal. Like, I love my country. I love what my country represents. But I didn't fight the Americans in 1989 in Operation Just Cause when I was, like, fighting age. I was 16. And, dude, I'm defending a drug dealer. If I fought on the side of Panama. If I fight now at 50, who am I fighting for? For a mafia in China? It's like, nah, dude.
Yeah, no.
It's stupid.
Yeah. These are people worth dying for, right? Which I get, like, why our military has suffered, and a lot of people aren't signing up for the military right now.
Like, that's one of the things
we haven't given them something worth fighting for.
Yeah, like that's something I want to, like, give you guys recognition. You still have an idea as a country that people can believe and lay their lives for. Down here, more so that people get into armies by necessity. Like, I'm going to be a cop, I'm going to work at the because we don't even have an army. We do love Panama, but our politicians have made sure that we don't believe in ideas that will get us killed. More than likely, saying, "Oh, okay, that's happening. Good luck with that." So all the guys who are, like, on the down low, on the pay, those are the guys who fight. And
right.
Not that many. So.
Yeah, and I mean, we are definitely an idealistic culture here. I mean, the whole MAGA movement
always have been.
Is that I mean, these are people that people willing to lose their jobs, lose their livelihood, for something they believe in, and
I mean, within limits, right? You guys wouldn't fight for a laptop, right? Like,
no, we didn't fight for a laptop, obviously.
Yeah, if Biden was like, we're gonna war because my son was doing crack in the laptop, like, you wouldn't.
No one wants to go to war for him.
Yeah, exactly.
Hunter, nobody wants to do that.
Yeah.
That's not a joke.
When it first started, there were a lot of people willing to go, though.
Yeah, exactly. It's
really what the biggest problem we have in the U.S. is the deep state, the Democrat Party right now. And I used to be a Democrat. I was considered a progressive in many cases, but still conservative in others. But because of the movement of the Overton window, I am now what people consider far left because I don't like seed oils and I don't, I want to be healthy and I don't think that just because they slap the term vaccine on it, you should necessarily shove it in your body. It's like, let's do a little research on that first. Those kind of things, I guess, make me extremist. It didn't before. It does now, right? So, having said that, our deep state, our Democrat Party, the far left, where what I would have considered extremists before, they have done a good job of hijacking the media and causing us to fight against each other in the United States to the point to where if, let's say for example, I'm on a project as the artist and someone who voted for Kamala is the letterer, then they may not want to work with me right? Well, I don't want to work on that project because Luke's the artist on it. Well, is the art good? Like, what? Like, you don't have to think the way he does or believe the way he does. You can still work together, right?
Yeah.
Job's likewise, I'm not going to tell someone like, if we've got an entirely conservative creative team and we've got one liberal, I'm not going to be like, yeah, don't work with that guy or that girl.
That's like getting yourself out of the market, right?
Yeah, I mean, if they're good at what they do, then then we hire them. We work with them, and I'm not allergic to money. That's the thing. It's like, I even tried working with the likes of Travis Gibb. Like, I put all of our differences aside, tried working with that guy until he started screwing me out of money. And as soon as he started doing sour business deals with me, that's when it changed.
Well, that's the individual, not the.
Yeah, but that's a different reason, right?
Yeah, it's a totally different reason. It has nothing to do with his politics. It has everything to do with his character.
Ethics.
And his ethics. And so, that's kind of the root of, I don't think that, there was a point in time in our history where people didn't agree. Like Ditko certainly wasn't on the same page politically as Stan was.
Yeah.
If we really start looking into that, but it didn't matter. They came together for the thing that they did agree on. They were good at. They were good at making comic books and stories, and they did that. And I don't think that we should. I'm hoping that things start to recover a bit, and we can get past what these idiots have done to us.
Yeah, the things like hunger has a way to make people change, and the things like since
sometimes,
since their hubs of power are disappearing, like who really listens to what Marvel editorial has to say today? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like what kind of leverage they have? Like they're losing all that when the playing field gets leveled. Then it's like, well, I'm to my last kind of spam. Let's see how they react then.
This might be the most accurate statement.
I was just going to say something like that, Headless. I was going to say when I was growing up and working in a large workplace before I started working for myself, the two things you never talked about at work was politics and religion.
Right.
You just didn't. You didn't have to. You believed what you believed, and that was it. Now, to a lot of people, politics is religion.
That's exactly right. Politics are the proxy religion for an increasingly secular country. I saw this wonderful thing, a video. I saved it or shared it last night on Facebook as I was, in bed, scrolling through, watching some shorts, where Charlie Kirk was talking about how our government was set up as a Christian government by Christians, kind of for Christians. In fact, one of the statements was that this only works for a Christian people. Like that the only way this government works, it wouldn't work any other way. And what's happened is we're no longer a Christian country, but we have a Christian form of government, and that's why it doesn't work. That's why we're struggling, because
it was based upon people having a basic sense of ethics,
right?
And a moral code,
ethics, right?
And that's gone,
and it's that's changed. So it's the reason why we have so much tension within our government, and it leaks down into our people because of that, and it's unfortunate.
How dare you say Merry Christmas? How dare you?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's just all, and I really hope that we're seeing the pendulum swing. Now, we've talked about the pendulum swinging for a while. We said that this woke stuff, the stuff they were in comic books, was not going to sell, and the stories they've checked off check boxes. They've checked off demographics rather than really getting quality content into the stores, and that has suffered. Diamond is feeling that. Diamond really killed themselves many years ago when they monopolized the entire distribution model, and we took out the Bodego spinner rack.
Yeah.
When it became specialty comic book stores only.
That wasn't solely Diamond's fault. Diamond's fault
wasn't solely Diamond.
Back in the 80s, they ran around like Chicken Little yelling that the sky was falling because Marvel made a financial, tactical business mistake
Mhm.
and decided to pick up the number 3 distributor, Heroes World, and tried to make them distribute completely, country or worldwide, and they weren't ready for it.
Right. Yeah.
It was too small of a peg for the large peg that Marvel, because at the time Marvel was representing 39-40% of the actual marketplace, and Heroes World was maybe distributing 15 to 20% of it.
So you see, guys,
and that's
size
that
matters.
Heroes number is large, and they couldn't grow fast enough to meet that demand. They folded. Heroes World did.
And that's why size matters, guys.
Yeah, it
Remember
is.
that forever.
But that's then Diamond ran around and started collecting, starting with DC, started collecting exclusives and shutting out the other distributors that were out there. And there was a good 24 distributors at that point, direct market distributors. And if it had stayed like that and competition had stayed open, we'd have had a whole different market.
No, competition breeds excellence.
It does.
But breaking news, guys, breaking news. Size matters.
Yeah. Oh, the HuffPost.
HuffPost. Huffington Post, guys.
Oh,
nice.
So you guys might have heard of this guy named Neil Gaiman.
This is only a bankruptcy of morals here.
Yeah, this is more of a bankruptcy of morals. So that's a good one. I really like that one. Give yourself a bell ring for that one. That one's good.
Okay.
Ding.
There you
Hey,
go.
we have a super chat.
We got super
You
chat.
do.
Yeah.
Flip that bird.
Thank you for the super chat, Infinite Entertainment. Hello, lads. I hope you're having an extra crispy morning.
Before we get in and read this, I just want to point out one of my favorite quotes from Babylon 5. And that is, truth is a three-edged sword. There's their side, there's your side, and then there's the truth.
Nice.
That's all I want to say.
There you go. Hello, lads. Hope you're all having an extra crispy morning, except for Luke, who is just repeating all of the talking points from last night.
That's very accusatory.
Well, it's also very
Did you? Okay.
Yeah, it's true.
All right. Then.
Speaking of the chat, let's welcome the chat. We got Devil Flyer here. Welcome.
Hey, what's up?
Only 6'4's in the house. There's Randy.
Hey,
We
that's
got
me.
Grey Wolf, a channel member. It's good to have you there. Dr. Mask in the house. RJ
Hey,
Williams. Working on that cover for RJ. You see why it's taking me so long, right?
Oh yeah, that
All those little details.
I'm
Nice.
trying to censor myself. That is awesome. It was very detailed. Yeah, looks great.
Yeah.
It's gonna knock people's socks
We
off.
got Headless here. We've already talked about. We got Chris Oury is in the house. Good morning.
Hey,
Good to have you here.
Chris.
And Evelyn Music. Welcome.
Hail.
We're having some good
Evelyn.
time. Good time. Yeah.
Got a quick break at work.
Yep.
Figured I'd hang.
Create TV. Welcome. So bankruptcy of morals. I heard them talking about this on the 90s channel, or on Lithium on XM Radio. They were talking about this guy. This is how bad this news is. It's actually gotten J.K. Rowling's to weigh in on this subject. It is that bad. I'm going to read this article, guys.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to censor a lot of this article because we will not be able to monetize. If I slip some of it, we will not be able to monetize.
Yeah.
Neil Gaiman addresses the New York Magazine article in a journal entry on his website Tuesday. He denied the allegations, claiming he initially stayed quiet about the supposed misinformation out of respect for the women who spoke out. Gaiman added that there are moments I have to recognize as true, but the article also recounts instances that emphatically did not happen. He claimed to have reread his texts with the women, arguing they read as two people enjoying entirely consensual sexual relationships. At the same time, as I reflect on my past and as I review everything that actually happened as opposed to what is being alleged, I don't accept that there was any abuse. Of course you don't. Gaiman wrote Tuesday. To repeat, I have never engaged in non-consensual sexual activity with anyone. He continued, some of the horrible stories now being told simply never happened, while others have been so distorted from what actually took place that they bear no relationship to reality. I am prepared to take responsibility for any missteps I made, ... but will not admit to doing things I didn't do. Previously, the award-winning fantasy author Neil Gaiman has been accused of sexual misconduct by 8 women, one of who claims she worked as a nanny for his children in 2022 when Gaiman allegedly initiated sex against her will with his 5-year-old son in the room. The Coraline author faced similar allegations in July with 5 women, when 5 women recounted their experiences for a podcast series titled Master. New York Magazine reported, there's a reason why, guys. New York Magazine reporter Lila Shapiro spoke to 4 of those women as well as 4 others for an article published Monday. Shapiro noted that she combed through diary entries, text messages, emails, and police correspondence to corroborate her expose, there is no safe word, which suggests a pattern of coercion and manipulation over a period of decades. Scarlett Pavlovich claims she was 22 years old when she met Gaiman's then wife, singer-songwriter Amanda Palmer, in New Zealand in 2020. After inviting Pavlovich to various social events and befriending her, Palmer allegedly asked Pavlok to nanny her and Gaiman's young son. Pavlovich says she met Gaiman at Waiheke home. I think I pronounced that right.
I think that's
on
right.
February 4th, 2022, when he allegedly suggested she take a bath in his outdoor claw tub while his son finished a play date. Pavlovich said she did, and Gaiman joined her naked and asked her to sit on his lap. He put his finger straight into my arse and tried to put his member in my back door.
Yeah.
Pavlovich told Shapiro, I'm editing this, okay, and said, and I said no. Then he tried to rub his member between my chesticles, and I said no as well. Then he asked if I could go on your face,
relieve himself
on my face, and I said no, but he did anyway.
Oh boy.
He said, call me master and I'll come. He said, be a good girl. You're a good little girl.
I don't think that's
reached
the
out to
correct
representatives
spelling
for
there.
Gaiman for comment.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
That is not the correct spelling for that, but
it is for mass print.
Pavlovich claims the misconduct continued during her time there and only worsened. Gaiman only allegedly tried to have he once allegedly tried to have backdoor sex with her using butter as a lubricant and then called her slave while ordering her to clean him up, noting I had to lick my own poop. Pavlovich says, I mean, this is not really that funny.
Sorry to anybody out there having breakfast.
This is, it's not really that funny. This is,
we should have
really
avoided.
disgusting.
Oh, okay.
Really
You know what? What I find funny is I don't want people to think I'm a psycho. This is the defender of women, the guy who was always, oh, you gotta be nice, whatever.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Like, virtue signaling is so easy, and often the people who do it the loudest are the worst people.
Always comes out that they're monsters, man.
And there have been stories about Neil
Yeah.
for decades, and people just ignored it and didn't want to say a word.
That's what I find funny, guys. Like, I don't find
You're not a psycho. Let he who has not used a stick of butter cast the first stone.
Yeah.
In the meantime, I'll go get more rocks.
Yep.
I mean, the butter movies, I consider it move, but make it
no, the very health conscious could
No.
have chosen margarine.
Chris
Margarine,
made a good
yeah.
comment about the cokehead behavior. It totally is
Mm.
cokehead behavior.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing.
What doesn't surprise me about any of this, unfortunately, is that Gaiman's unfortunately he's a very outspoken atheist, and he's
Mhm.
also this white knight of feminism. And something I mean, atheism as a worldview, like it only really cares about power because there's no objective morals, and
Right.
and people who virtue signal very loudly and are at the same time atheists, and also egomaniacs who are artistic and famous and full of themselves, like he is. I'm not surprised about any of this behavior. It's sad, but
There's
it's not.
I was telling someone the other day, I said there's always, if you're somehow in the arts, creative, entertaining, there's always a tinge of ego. Even if you have like a so you have to know a bit about psychology to understand that even if you have a bit of imposter syndrome, there's still a bit of ego. And it's your ego that fuels your imposter syndrome. It's the
your
insecurity.
Ego, it's your ego telling
that,
you
yeah.
you should be better because you're better.
Yeah,
And then you
it should be better
really
because they're
not.
better.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
yeah, so there's still a little bit of that, and it's very complex and it's very nuanced. And it's very layered, and it's stuff that my daughter is going to school to become a psychologist. So
Oh,
stuff
okay.
she and I talk about, because she's doing stuff that I did while I was in college right now, and it's interesting, to talk about these things. And what happens is there's healthy ego and then there's unchecked ego, and egos need to remain inside of a vacuum, right? You need to not allow them to have air. So you need to starve them, right? And no one's ever starved Neil's ego, because people are even afraid to criticize his work. I am not a fan of Neil's work.
Yeah, I read The Sandman. It's funny, like I didn't read a lot of comics, but that is one I got made fun of for reading in school. So at least there's some nerd credit there. But
Right,
yeah,
I didn't-
it wasn't even like the best comic. I thought
It was okay.
Yeah.
His
Yeah,
work is okay.
It was like a goth Twilight Zone. It was all right.
Yeah, exactly.
Coraline to me feels like somebody trying to write Roald Dahl.
Yeah.
Like it feels
Never
like
read it, never saw it.
Roald Dahl fan fiction. Like you're trying to write James and the Giant Peach,
And the Giant
or
Peach,
something
yeah.
like that.
Mhm.
It comes across as derivative and
Yeah, with a little bit of C.S. Lewis also sprinkled in.
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
I've never been a big fan.
Yeah.
But of course, anyone in comics, because we have a tendency to stroke the ego of anyone you feel has some power or ability to, there's the acceptable criticism and then non-acceptable criticism.
But is it? I mean, this is not the same case. But wasn't that like the guy who was a sorcerer? What's his name? That grabbed like all this middle-aged nerds by the what? Like he had sex with
Yeah.
Was any of that guy? Because I just remember him as the wizard.
Yeah.
That dude. He was big, and he used his clout as a writer to basically have intercourse with women.
Alan Moore is who you're talking
No,
about.
it wasn't
yeah.
Alan Moore. It wasn't Alan Moore. It was
Alan
another
Moore?
one. This was a bold one that used to hat.
Well, when it comes to ego, the living planet.
The Living Planet, yeah.
That's a big ego.
Alan Moore is just crazy.
Neil is a beta, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
He is.
And you're right, Evely. Jokes helped make processing evil a bit easier, but I'm not going to joke about how my chocolate pudding breakfast is suddenly unappealing.
Yeah, sorry about that. It's the news. It's the news.
I can handle blood. Poo, I don't. Poo grosses me out.
You gotta draw the line somewhere.
So that line, when I first read this article, so unlike some people that like to do news stuff, I actually read articles before I read them on the air.
Yeah.
It's just so that I don't stumble over them too bad. I at least skim through them to look for highlights. All right. So anyway, that line made me literally gag this morning. Pavlovich says the abuse was so regular that even Gaiman's son began calling her slave and ordering him to call her ordering her to call him master. She told the New York Magazine that while babysitting the boy at a hotel, Gaiman started having intercourse with her as his son was in the room.
Well, I played that game.
What the F are you doing? Pavlovich recalled quietly, mouthing. Per New York Magazine, one woman who was asked to be identified only as Caroline says she was babysitting Gaiman's then 4-year-old son in Woodstock, New York, around 2017, when she fell asleep while reading to the boy, and Gaiman got into bed, grabbed her hand, and placed it on his member. Caroline claims his business manager offered her $5,000 in December of 2021 to sign a NDA, but that Gaiman paid her $300,000 when she demanded as much. His representatives told New York Magazine that she had initiated these sexual encounters. Gaiman also denied engaging in any sexual activity with her in the presence of his son.
Well, I'm starting to see a pattern here. It's always the babysitter. Like this is very Pornhubish. You know, it's very like category. Like he's into some weird stuff, man.
Andrew Stout was 18 years old when she met Gaiman at a Florida book signing and allegedly had intercourse with him in his hotel room afterwards. He told New York Magazine that on a trip to the British countryside in 2007 that he R-worded her after she repeatedly told him no. Stout filed a police report against Gaiman. Last October, the outlet confirmed. Catherine Kendall was 22 when she first met Gaiman in 2012 and told New York Magazine he tried to SA her in his tour bus despite her previous objections.
Oh, man.
The outlet confirmed Gaiman paid her $60,000 for therapy to make up for the damage years later. The other 4 women previously recall similar experiences in the podcast, some of which allegedly occurred in the 90s, such as Gaiman demanding they call him master during intercourse. Gaiman, whose acclaimed work earned him a cult following and was lucratively adapted into numerous award-winning films and television shows, has denied all allegations against him since the release of the Master podcast.
The Master.
In a statement
man.
At the time, his representatives told Variety that sexual degradation, bondage, domination, sadism, and masochism may not be to everyone's taste, but between consenting adults, BDSM is lawful. That's what he said.
That's the key word there is consenting.
Yeah,
if it's consenting, then they have no case, but he's a pig.
There's a big difference between play and assault.
Yeah.
Pavlovich told New York Magazine that in January of 23, after signing an NDA, and can you read this? I got a cough.
Yep. Pavlovich told New York Magazine that in December 23, after signing an NDA and receiving a total of $9,200 in 9 separate payments, she filed a police report in New Zealand. When the outlet contacted the police, authorities reportedly said the matter's been closed.
Is he that powerful?
Well, he paid and she signed.
Money's
Yeah.
Yeah, he paid, she signed, the matter's closed. Yeah. There's nothing lawfully that can happen after that. He's settled outside of court.
Until that the New York judge and is prosecuting Trump right now, but that's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, except for that. Guys, some good news though. Let's move on from that. Because that's
dock workers and port operators reach an agreement. You want me to read this?
Yes, they do. Yeah, please.
The International Longshoremen's Association and United States Maritime Alliance have reached a tentative agreement subject to ratification on a new 6-year master contract.
There's master again.
It's going to be the key word for a while.
I'm going to open a plantation, guys.
Pardon?
I'm going to open a plantation now.
So
I'm old master. Yeah.
The Union Port Operators Association announced the agreement will allow East and Gulf Coast ports to continue to operate when the current suspension of the union strike expires.
Okay.
The strike, which began September 30th, was suspended until January 15th in early, that's we're in the way there. Also didn't sleep. Early October, after agreement on wage issues was reached and the union and port operators agreed to negotiate on the remaining issues. The ports will operate under the current master contract until the agreement is ratified. This agreement protects current ILA jobs and establishes a framework for implementing technologies that will create more jobs while modernizing East and Gulf Coast ports, making them safer and more efficient and creating the capacity they need to keep our supply chain strong. The Union and Port Operators Association said in a joint statement, the financial terms provided for 62% raises over 6 years. Details of the agreement on the remaining issues, including the contentious issue of port automation, were not released pending ratification. And them
we
getting
got
a
some agreement there.
2% raise over 6 years, I think really shows they were probably underpaid to start with.
Yep.
You know, that's a heck of a raise over 6 years.
Yeah.
And, you know, I guess that's the advantages of group contract, you know, union support. Yeah. Mad Cave Studios has announced a number of promotions and hires in marketing and financial positions. Marketing roles have had the most changes. Allison Pond has been promoted to Vice President of Marketing in her previous position as Director of Marketing, which she's held since September of 2020. Maya Lopez has been promoted to Senior Marketing Manager on her previous position as Marketing Manager, which she's held since 2021.
Okay. If these people are working remote, these positions mean nothing.
It means money for them.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like money, but I gotta see books, man, because people really like fill their mouths with, and yeah.
Let's hope they weren't paid solely from diamond checks.
Yeah.
Mad Cave has also added Devon Ashby as Marketing and Communications Manager. Ashby has spent time at IDW Publishing and Shelf Awareness.
Shelf
awareness. That's
Shelf awareness. Yep. Kathleen Bowen has joined the company as Director of Royalties and Finance. And what's that? Sarav Topit as Director of Accounting. These promotions and new hires present a new chapter of growth and opportunity for Mad Cave Studios. Mad Cave CEO Mark London said of the moves in a statement accompanying the announcements, quote, these strategic moves position the company for sustained success as it navigates an exciting new year filled with ambitious projects and milestones. That's milestones, not millstones. Milestones.
Milestones.
Yes.
And kidney stones.
Heritage Auctions. Here was a good one.
This
Heritage
is a good
Auctions set new records in 2024 behind growth in comics and comic art, sports, and entertainment. Heritage Auctions set a new record in total sales in 2024 with $1.867 billion in sales for the year. Behind strong sales in comics and comic art, sports, and entertainment. The comic art categories accounted for over $205 million.
All right, so I don't think people, I was watching this thing last night. I don't think people understand the difference between a million and a billion. Let me use this example.
Yeah.
If you have a million seconds, you have 12 days.
Yeah.
1 million seconds is 12 days. 1 billion seconds is 32 days.
Yep.
Let that sink in. 12 days, 32 days. Like, that's a huge difference. Yeah. It's it's ridiculous the amount
I just loved seeing the pages from Heritage of their comic art sales, and slowly wept as I remember the days when you could walk into a convention and guys had stacks and stacks of original art pages that were selling for $35 a piece.
Yeah,
In
I mean,
comic,
some of us don't have original art pages anymore.
I kick myself
Just
for
'cause
every piece of original art I've bought resold. Yeah.
Or just, I mean, the nature of the business where we're mostly working digital. I mean, there's so many of us that you know, are hired to do a digital rate because it's just cheaper, right? So we don't have original artwork to sell. Like it's you know, it's a double-edged sword, you know.
It is.
It's great because it's cheaper on the front end for, you know, clients, for
in the
creators,
production,
writers, for the production. It's faster, but in the end, we won't have anything physical to pass on to remember the work that we did.
Hey,
it's all
what about
ones and zeros.
these guys?
Glenn's got a great comment there in the chat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so that's what Masters of the Universe was all about.
Who'd have guessed?
Knew
By
it.
the power of
Master.
Yes.
Master. I knew it. I
In
love
comics
it.
and comic art, there were a number of record-setting sales, including a CGC 8.5 copy of Action Comics #1.
Yeah.
That is ridiculous, man. That's like a unicorn.
That sold for
That
$6
sold for
million.
$6 million.
Wow.
I'll never see $6 million in my entire life. The
Don't
auction
say that. You
record
never know.
for a comic sale. Wow. And a CGC 9.6.
That's got to be
Fantastic
pretty.
Four #1.
That's got to be really pretty. Holy crap.
$2.04 million a record for the title.
Yeah,
Top
that's
comic
better
art
than
sales
Newsstand.
include
Yeah.
a Rob Liefeld page for New Mutants.
Yep.
Here's the thing. Can we make it not okay to make fun of Rob's inability to draw feet? He has learned how to draw feet, okay?
Has
Like,
he?
he draws feet on the regular now.
Okay.
He has learned how to draw feet. And let's be fair, feet are freaking hard
Yeah,
to
they
draw
are.
in these different angles.
Unless you have a foot fetish. Because I'm always suspicious of people who draw feet really well. Like, you're a freak, sir. Look at you. Yeah.
Look at you. You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Yeah, you gotta be ashamed of yourself. with your
Top
perfect
comic
feet.
art sales included a Rob Liefeld page from New Mutants #98 that hammered at 960,000. The Lee Elias cover art for Black Cat Mystery #50 that sold for 840,000, and most of the people out there have no idea how great Lee Elias ever
Lee
was.
Elias is
Just amazing. The Lee Elias cover art for Black Cat 50 sold for 840,000, and the John Buscema art for Wolverine #1, which sold for 600,000.
Wow. Well, people made money.
1988. Yep. The entertainment category had the biggest growth for Heritage in 2024, up to 102 million, 2.5 times the sales in 23. Big events in the category included the sale of Judy Garland's ruby slippers from The Wizard of Oz, which sold for 38.6 million. And the Game of Thrones auction, which totaled 21.1 million in sales. Those ruby slippers, though, they're priceless anyway.
I got a confession to make, okay? So Judy Garland is gorgeous. She's a beautiful girl, beautiful lady, right? I saw a video, her and her daughter. And I was like, wow, her daughter is stunning. And I did not recognize her daughter. I was like, whatever happened to her?
Oh,
and then I was like, oh, Liza Minnelli is her daughter.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay. I was last week years old when I found
Really?
out that Liza
Wow.
Minnelli
You make the
was
connection?
Judy Garland's daughter, and then it all made total sense.
If you want to know
why
who Liza Minnelli is,
so-
just sit and watch Cabaret sometime. The movie. Classic.
Right? Yeah. And I was
Don't
like, oh,
mistake
yeah,
Cabaret
Liza
for
Minnelli.
Showgirls. Completely different experience.
Yeah.
So I saw, and so Liza Minnelli's still with us, but she's an older lady now.
Yeah.
But she's still very attractive for an older lady.
Mm-hmm.
And I was
I'll
thinking,
have that.
I bet Pedro has a thing for her.
I do.
Because Pedro really likes
the elderly. Yeah.
He likes. Yeah, he wants to put He wants to put the action in the geriatrics.
Geriatrics. Yeah, dude.
There are a number of women. There are a number of women that look great when they're older.
I'm
like
all
wine,
about that
wine, or
Bengay
cheese, right?
smell, man. What can I say?
Say what?
I'm all about that Bengay smell.
Bengay. So guys, in case you haven't, in case you didn't realize, I set all of that up just so that I can talk about Pedro's old lady fetish. That was all of that was just for.
Yeah.
I found out a couple of weeks ago that there was actually an ending scene to The Wizard of Oz that they cut out because they figured the audiences wouldn't be able to handle it. And that at the very end of the movie, they take the blankets off of Dorothy when she's laying in bed and she's still got the ruby slippers on.
Oh, I've seen that ending.
They decided to.
I've seen that ending.
Drop that, yeah.
Yeah, on a special edition DVD, they kept that, yeah. That way, yeah, because people were like, "Well, it wasn't a dream," right? Like,
exactly.
That would flip people out.
So it was Inception before its time.
Exactly right. Yeah.
Wow.
Heritage also handled the sale of the game-worn Babe Ruth jersey from Game 3 of the 1932 World Series when he called his shot to deep center field for $24.12 million.
Nice.
Let's hope that baby's under glass.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hold on a second.
And sitting in a museum somewhere for people to, try to understand why that jersey's that important.
Oh yeah, could you imagine explaining that to a millennial? Just like who Babe Ruth was and what that means. You lose a day.
All they know Babe Ruth for is a candy bar.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe. Is that organic?
Baby, I don't know. Some lady, Baby Ruth.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's some good.
The Great Bambi.
The Great Bambi. That stupid deer. California Fires. Inc. announces $45,000 matching gift from Dav Pilkey, Mad Cave, and others. Mad Cave to produce fundraiser anthology to aid displaced creators.
Bink, the book industry.
Look, I'm going to say something. This might be a little controversial. This might make you mad. I am all for helping the people with the wildfires, but no one was doing anything for the people. People in North Carolina got $750 for their disaster.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And there's still people living in tents. We've done nothing to help them.
Yep.
Well, we love rich people, and
we love celebrities, but
not to mention the fact that there was a hurricane that ravaged Florida shortly after North Carolina. Nobody talks about them. So
yeah, people have a problem. Go ahead.
Bink, the book industry charitable foundation, has announced a new $45 matching gift to assist comic and bookstores and their employees who are affected by the California wildfires. All donations, regardless of size, will be matched up to a total of $45,000, thanks to a donation from Dogman creator Dav Pilkey. Forefront Books, Ingram Content Group, Macmillan Publishers, and Mad Cave Studios. The donation follows a $10,000 match that was quickly met. We were still hearing from book and comic people devastated by hurricanes, Hurricane Helene and Milton last fall, when the calls started to come as a result of the wildfires that hit just a week into the new year. Said Bink Executive Director Cam French in a statement accompanying the announcement. We know from experience that the need will continue to grow as damage is assessed, the fires are contained, and the cleanup begins. We are so grateful for the support of our partners who quickly rallied to provide this generous matching gift. In addition to financial aid, Bink offers free mental health assistance to booksellers and comic retailers. Donations can be made at the Bink website. In addition to its Bink contribution, Mad Cave Studios has announced a benefit anthology, LA Strong, to assist creators who have lost their homes in the fire. The anthology will feature comics that celebrate the unique spirit of Los Angeles.
When tragedy strikes, we stand together at Mad Cave Studios. We believe in the power of art to heal, inspire, and rebuild. With this anthology, we aim to honor the resilience of Los Angeles and provide much needed support to those who have been impacted by these devastating fires, said Mark London, founder and CEO of Mad Cave Studios. In a statement accompanying the announcement, this is our opportunity to give back to the community that has given us so much, and we're calling on creators and fans alike to join us in making a difference.
Yeah. That's cute.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
I have to say, it's wonderful to see Dav Pilkey making a donation. I was a little worried that maybe Scholastic wasn't treating him right for all of his work on Dogman. It's nice to see that he has the ability to give back.
Yeah.
Glenn says, I produced art for the tsunami in Japan back in 2011. The book raised $40,000 for aid. I still have the art and never understood why the whole book art wasn't put up for sale. Yeah. Should have been auctioned off.
Yeah.
It really should have, yeah.
Yep.
All right, guys. It's time for it. Here we go.
Doom and gloom coming soon.
I want to have a beer with that guy.
Thanks for the
It's
shortness
happening.
of that. Yeah.
It's not coming soon. It's here.
It's here.
Diamond files for reorganization under Chapter 11 bankruptcy.
Yes, they do.
Universal bids for Alliance will acquire Diamond UK.
This was on the 14th. This came out. There's been a lot of news to follow this. This is one of many different articles that we're going to peruse over here. So Diamond Comic Distributors has filed for reorganization under Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Universal Distribution has agreed to acquire Diamond UK and has submitted a stalking horse bid for Alliance Game Distributors under Chapter 11 bankruptcy. The company receives protection from its creditors and continues to operate. While it attempts to restructure its business, JP Morgan Chase has agreed to provide up to $41 million debtor in possession financing to support Diamond's operations during the reorganization period. That's a huge loan.
That is an incredibly huge loan. And JP Morgan must know a lot more than we do about the inner structure of Diamond in order to provide that.
Yeah, like 41 million for this headless chicken. Like, I don't know.
You want me to continue reading?
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I can read this, but I just want to read it. Doom and Gloom is the theme song for most Baptist churches I've attended.
There you go.
Yes.
Yeah. So that I was gonna type more reason to be a Presby like me. That and Scotch.
Nice.
Yeah. The company cited the loss of many of its major publisher clients post-pandemic, declines in sales, and increases in costs as reasons for the filing. Now let's make a couple of points here. Mm-hmm. We have been gaslit and told that comics were doing good, that the industry was not in decline, and we said no. The numbers are propped up by Scholastics because it was in decline pre-pandemic. Mm-hmm. After the pandemic, they started using Scholastic numbers as part of the graphic novels and comic book sales. It propped those numbers up, and it showed a growth that did not exist. And we said, after the pandemic, things are going to go back down. It's there. This is an anomaly, not the way. This is not the way it's going to be once people get back to work. And we saw where the finances were going, where our economy was going under Biden policies. As soon as they closed down the pipeline, we knew that there was going to be trouble. And we said, this is not going to last. Entertainment is the first thing to go. Yep. This year, just a couple of weeks ago, we reported on the fact that Scholastics showed, what was it, a 14% decline?
Drop. Yep.
Yeah. Year over year for their sales. Mm-hmm. And Scholastics, we said this was the one thing propping up the comic book numbers. I've watched, crowdfunding is my job now, right? Mm-hmm. I've watched the numbers go down, not just for Fund My Comic, but for Pink Site and Green Site both, across the board. And some people will come over and use Fund My Comic, and they're like, well, maybe I would have done better over there. And I'm like, no. What you don't understand is the economy is causing everybody to do less. right now. It is entirely up to the amount of work you put in right now. And there's just less money to go around.
Mm-hmm.
I do think that's going to change. I do see that in about 12 to 18 months coming back and more people buying comics again. But, I think some of the stuff that we talked about earlier with the trade routes might reduce some shipping and might make things a little easier for us.
Wait a minute.
That remains to be seen. Let's see how that goes. We're hopeful. We're optimistic.
Look, are you saying this is all up to me and my Panamac anal?
It's not all up to you.
And you're
Pedro,
Panamac
it's on you,
anal.
man. You gotta save the world.
Yeah, okay. That's gonna be the
So,
brown resurrection. Yeah, let's get
Vote for Pedro.
But we were told that everything was fine and that we were just being pessimistic because we hated an industry that rejected us, that we weren't good enough to be in.
Comics are booming.
Those were actual words someone told me, right? And I'm like, no, that's not the case at all. We see the writing on the wall. We were saying that Diamond was on its way down when Marvel and DC started going to other places. We saw that happening. And now they're saying that it is post-pandemic declines in sales and the increases in cost, which we cited those things. We said those things.
Mm-hmm.
We said, look, the numbers are going down. The sales that you're seeing is from bookstores, major bookstores, not from comic book shops, because we have word from the comic book shops that they were struggling and comics was a shrinking part of their business. Gaming was a growing part. Collectibles was a growing part. Unfortunately, a lot of the stores that had pop vinyl is not doing so good anymore.
No,
it was a fad, Pop vinyl is going the way of
the dodo.
Of the
Beanie
dodo
Baby.
or of the Beanie Baby, yeah.
Yep.
So the reasons they're saying they have to file for bankruptcy are the same things that we were saying that this is a problem with the industry. They're turning a blind eye to it. They're lying about it. They're not making any corrections. They're going to wind up going bankrupt.
Yeah, but we are all bitter curmudgeons, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And we're not prophets. We're not prophets.
No.
We understand the ebb and flow of business and how one thing affects the next.
Yeah.
Some of us went to school for this.
Well,
some of us have learned it through hard knocks. We've seen it.
Yeah, look, you're not a prophet, but you do have the beard for it, though.
I do.
Just
I'm
saying.
a gray beard now.
Yeah.
I'm a gray beard. So let's continue. Diamond and a company associate with Canada-based Universal Distribution has signed a non-binding letter of intent for Universal to acquire Diamond UK. Universal has also submitted a stalking horse bid for Diamond's game distribution unit, Alliance Game Distributors, for $39 million. That will pay off a $41 million loan.
Mm-hmm.
Most of it. A big chunk, right? A stalking horse bid is typically made to set a price floor before an auction for the asset, with the bidder to receive a breakup fee if it does not end up acquiring the asset. Diamond is also in active talks to sell its other operating units, including its core comic, toy, and collectible distribution business. Diamond Book Distributors, Collectibles Grading Authority, and Diamond Select Toys. So what you're seeing here, guys, they're saying it's a restructuring, but if you're looking at, they're looking for bids to sell off comics. They're already selling UK. They're going to sell off toys and games. What else is there?
This is like
acquire that part of their business. What else is left of Diamond?
They're United or North American distribution.
But what would they, if they're not going to distribute comics, and they're not going to distribute toys and collectibles or games? I mean, I guess the only thing that's left is U.S. games.
At the risk of
games
sounding
in the U.S.
At the risk of sounding like a prophet here, it wouldn't surprise me if Luna, probably not Luna, more than likely, was it Penguin? Just comes in and acquires the distribution arm of Diamond and takes the entire company over.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm like,
Right.
some people write. Some of the people that write these articles equate Diamond to the industry. Those guys are just a service. I don't know why. Like,
Yeah,
the whole
but they are
industry.
technically they are the industry though, and that all of these retailers have been serving as little substations for
Exactly.
Diamond because they're the only company that they've been getting these books to.
Yeah, but that's a system within the industry. Like you'll have a period of vacuum, obviously, but it will be filled out by another service if if it's demanded. You know,
it's a system that J.P. Morgan is willing to invest $41 million into. So there is some worth there. That's the
there's
thing.
worth. There's worth.
And JP has got to know, Morgan's got to know that they're selling the UK arm and Alliance Games.
Yeah.
So
This might sound like a corrible.
They're still
but
willing to give them a 41
Are
mil.
you guys familiar with how Spotify works?
How what?
Spotify, the music thing.
Yeah.
Did they pay pennies on the dollars per play to musicians? It's not viable, but it's the only way to get your music out. So musicians want to like make a rebellion to get out of Spotify, but how are we going to be found out? Like Diamond has that same stranglehold on distribution.
YouTube Music,
very true.
YouTube is not as good as Spotify to get the word out.
No, it's
just kind of like TikTok is really the best way if you're doing music to promote your music. It's TikTok.
Up until Sunday.
Until Sunday.
Yeah.
So, if you are a Spotify musician, I've been doing a lot of research on this. You can no longer do music as a full-time musician.
No, you can't.
You have to have another form of income.
It's not profitable
to do it. Now you could full-time gigging, but not writing and producing original music. You really, if your main thing, it's streaming. You're gonna have to have another form of income. Yeah, let's not get into that. So Penguin Random House is the company's largest creditor, with many other comic and game companies owed substantial amounts. We're going to look at those here shortly. Here is another article. Penguin Random House is Diamond's largest unsecured creditor. The bankruptcy petition filed by Diamond Comic Distributors lists 30 unsecured creditors owed from $9.2 million to $163,000, with Penguin Random House being the largest creditor, and Bondi and NECA the next two. Debts and assets are both described with range of 50 to 100 million. The petition states that funds will be available for distribution to unsecured creditors.
This must not include anybody in the green section, then.
It doesn't.
I mean, we don't even exist at this level.
So of the 30 that are going to get paid back something, anyone in the green section is not listed.
Yeah.
Debts and assets are both described with, the Penguin Random House, Diamond supplier for comics and graphic novels from Marvel, IDW, and Dark Horse. So here's the thing. They have to buy from Penguin in order to distribute those books to comic shops that still want to buy through Diamond. So they're really not even the chunk of the market. They're not even the main distributor for it anymore. I mean, they have to buy from the other distributor. So they have to buy from them, including IDW and Dark Horse, and they own $9,202,181. Bondi Co. Ltd., which supplies Diamond's division Alliance Games distributor with the highly successful Bondi TCGs, including One Piece, is owed $4,348,743 in NECA, which owns WizKids, for which Alliance is the sole hobby distributor on some lines, is owed $2,682,904.
Yep.
On the comic side of the house, the other key suppliers listed include Simon & Schuster, which is owed $600,145. Lunar.
These are their exclusive accounts, isn't it? Yeah.
Right.
Anyway.
Lunar Distribution, Diamond supplier for comics and graphic novels from Image, which is owed $496,967. Viz Media, which is owed $421,205. Titan Publishing Group is owed $357,417. Dynamic Forces, Inc. or Dynamite Comics is owed $217,318, and Udon Entertainment is owed $202,694. Comic companies not listed in this creditor list include Boom Studios, still a Diamond distribution client, although it has planned to move to PRH this summer, and DC, which supplies Diamond UK, and many owed those companies must have been in amounts below the top 30 creditors or secured. Diamond has not yet filed to schedule of secured creditors. Alliance also has major creditors in addition to Bandai and NEC. Wizards of the Coast is owed $914,602. The parent Hasbro is owed also $1,064,378. Catalyst Games Lab is owed $401,483. The Army Painter APS is owed $386,926. Square Enix, which in addition to games to Alliance likely also sells manga in smaller quantities to Diamond, is owed $314,296. The Pokemon Company International is owed $280,375. And Publisher Services Inc. PSI is owed $223,141. In addition to Hasbro and presumably NEC, which supplied Diamond, in addition to WizKids products to Alliance, merch companies also have their share of their debts, with Little Buddy LLC owed $684,228. $628. Bandai Namco Toys and Collectibles owed $576,072. Man, this is making me... I'm feeling the weight of these numbers.
Yeah, I'm feeling crazy.
Beast Kingdom Co. Ltd. is owed $237,903. Funko LLC owed $237,632. And Super 7 Inc. is owed $163,687. The bankruptcy petition also reveals more than has been previously known about the company's corporate structure. It lists 4 companies: Diamond Comic Distribution Inc., Diamond Select Toys and Collectibles LLC, Comic Holdings Inc., and Comic Exporters Inc. Diamond Comic Distributors Inc. is owned 90% by SG Resource LLC, 1% by Stephen A. Jeppy Revocable Trust. Diamond Select Toys and Collectibles is owned 99% by DST Investments LLC and 1% by Stephen A. Jeppy Revocable Trust. Comics Exporters Inc. and Diamond Comics Holding Inc. are wholly owned by Diamond Comic Distributors Inc., Alliance Games Distributor, Collectible Grading Authority, and Fandom World were listed as other names used by Diamond.
So you're telling me that Back to Combat didn't work?
No.
Remember that campaign? After the pandemic, like, Back to Combat, Diamond, we're gonna be bigger and better. Jesus Christ, man, they've done nothing.
Oh, they're effed. Yeah.
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 What's up, Pixel?
Seems like Diamond was the dinosaur and capitalism was the meteor.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
But dinosaur would be way too cool. I'll say like a prehistoric possum, maybe. Yeah.
Wow. Here's more news. Diamond distribution of Image to end restructuring advisor. There's more news on the Diamond comic distribution. Chapter 11 filing, including the end of Diamond's distribution of Image Comics. So they're no longer going to distribute Image. And the advisors hired to assist with the process. Lunar Distribution has notified its accounts that beginning with the Image Comics titles that hit final order cutoff earlier this week, Diamond Comics distributors will no longer be distributing Image titles. Image plans to print the quantities ordered on January 13 by all distributors, but the quantities ordered by Diamond will be available from Lunar, according to the notification. The first comics to be affected are due to be released the first week of February, with graphic novels due later in the month. So basically they're saying, Diamond ain't paying us. They can't pay us, so they're not doing this.
Yeah. Wow.
They're not prepared. They can't handle this business. We're going to make sure these books get out. Makes sense. Good on them.
Yeah.
The Diamond companies have retained a number of advisors for Chapter 11 in the sales process. 2 restructuring experts appear in the Chapter 11 bankruptcy filing. Robert Gorin, managing director of middle market corporate turnarounds and restructuring consultants. Getzler, Henrik, and Associates, signed as the co-chief restructuring officer. Getzler Henrik is listed as financial advisor for the bankruptcy. Bradley E. Scher, managing member of Ocean Ridge Capital Advisors, which also serves as restructuring advisory and interim management, signed the petition as the only member of the restructuring committee. Raymond James and Associates Inc. is listed as the investments banker, which will advise on the sale of the businesses. Big news there. Big news.
Berserk.
We're not going to talk about. We'll save that.
Yeah.
Let's go here.
Where?
No, let's go. Where's that?
Whatnot.
Whatnot.
There it is. This is the list. We've kind of gone through this already.
Yep.
This is the actual filing. We can all see. This was filed on the 14th by Robert Gorin, Rosenfeld. This lists all the companies that are included in their filing on their behalf. So you do learn about the restructuring here, or you learn about how their structure works.
Yeah.
In this section of who owns what. It is surprising when you see this, because they've been kind of quiet about all of that.
Yeah, Russ says comic book black belt says I think only 1 in 10 companies come back from Chapter 11. I don't think they're coming back. I think they're going to be sold off, and they know it. They're just going to quietly try to hang on and distribute comics and hope for a buyer to come in and take over.
Yeah. Not with this much debt and losing the big three, big four, right? All of what we would consider corporate or mainstream comics. They can't do that. So really, it's the green section, and I know that they definitely owe. If they owe Penguin $9 million,
just imagine how the green section's being treated.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, I know that Silverline is distributed recently through Diamond. I'm wondering what their numbers look like. I'm wondering how much money a company like Antarctic Press is owed from Diamond, and whether they're going to see that money or not, and what will it do? What will it do to a company like Antarctic Press?
Mm-hmm.
With some of their creators, touting that, we're Diamond distributed. Well, I think at this point, that's not. If that's been your lifeboat for your viability in this industry, I think that your boat has sunk. And it's definitely time to think. It might be too late for you to think about alternatives on connecting with your audience, or an audience in an alternative means, because these are, TMP, that's a smaller. They owe Disney $1 million.
Ooh.
Hasbro $1 million.
You don't want to own
the
Disney.
Coast $914,000. Yeah.
I'm interested in how this is all going to get corrected. Who's going to step in?
Little Buddy,
Well, Well, JP's giving them
Almost shoes
41
to-
million to sustain themselves until they find somebody.
through the restructuring, yeah. Which means they believe that by the time they've sold it all off, they'll make a profit.
Mhm.
So they'll be able to pay back the 41 million.
Yeah, and
Or
plus
else they
interest.
wouldn't do that.
Yeah, plus
Yeah.
interest.
Or else they wouldn't do that. Yeah.
Yeah, they'd have hung them out to dry if they didn't think they weren't going to get their money back.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because bankers aren't
stupid
generous.
No, they're not. They're not. Yeah, bankers are not saints.
So
Not here to
Titan,
save you.
wasn't Titan newer in the last year? Titan Publishing coming back in. They've already amassed $357,000 in debt that they're not getting paid.
Whoa.
Beast Kingdom. We've read some of these already. Dynamite. There's, 200. Are they going to get that back? Is Dynamite going to get their 217,000? Think about it. If Dynamite is waiting on those payments to pay artists and creators.
Yeah.
We already know from early last year, that publishers weren't paying their artists or creators what they were owed from the sales that were made. And we know they weren't paying because Diamond wasn't paying them. So we already knew this is a year out. Obviously, things never corrected or got better. And they only got worse from here. But that's the top 30, guys. So it ends with Super 7, 163,000. So, and that's just uncredited or uninsured or whatever they call it. Wow, unsecured. That's their unsecured ones. Man, it's big. It's bad. So let's look at some more doom and gloom, I guess. No, I don't want to talk about that one. I want to talk about this one. No, not that one. Where is it? What did I do with it? Oh, that's my... Where are you?
Where are you?
There it is.
Okay.
Sales dropped for the third month in a row. This is why it took them so long to get these numbers out. They were hoping for something to show up.
Oh, it's December.
Before they
December sales. This is only the 16th of January.
Yeah. Scrooge was a banker.
Wasn't Scrooge a banker? He was an he was an entrepreneur. He was an investor.
Yeah, Baron and Tucci did. They Baron through Art Press was doing a book, American. Why can't I remember the name of it?
Talking about it's not.
I think
Blue Line and
they were getting paid part of the profit if Ben sees the money back from that
Private American, yeah.
From that distribution. They'll pay Baron and Tucci, but until then they're left hanging, I would imagine.
Yeah, and then Tucci did She.
Yeah.
Yeah, Private American, I believe it was. Yeah, it's not good. It's not good. So here's the third month in a row, we're seeing a drop in the graphic novel sales.
Yeah.
The December decline is visible across the chart, although the drop is bigger at the top. Sales of the top titles dropped 37%. Sales of the number 20 title are down 19%. It's not good, guys. Jujutsu Kaisen only sold 37,000 copies. Berserker 23,000.
This is December, by the way. People buying Christmas gifts.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind.
I mean, but this was a very peculiar Christmas season.
Yes, it was.
The economy just, like, you guys are paying way too much for groceries, man. So,
oh yeah,
we didn't buy.
It's only gonna get better, guys. It will get better once you take over my country.
Hopefully.
I assure you.
Well, we're looking forward to it.
We'll get shipping and eggs cheaper. Yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna send back all the Venezuelans and import Panamanians.
Oh yeah, no, leave us here. We're fine here. Just as long as
we like the Panamanians.
Yeah, as long as we don't get the Puerto Rico treatment, we'll be fine. Like, let us be a country, take control of the canal. Let's work together. Just.
Yeah,
I don't want to be Puerto Rico.
I still think we're going to be annexed into North Am within my lifetime. We'll take Canada, Mexico, all the South American or all the Central American countries right down to and through Panama.
I think Canada owes us a bunch of money, and half their citizens want to be American anyway.
Yeah. You know who's really pissed about this?
We'll be a 65 nation or state nation here in no time. Yeah.
No, who's really pissed about this is Spain, because they've been trying to do that. Like, there's this thing called the Black History of Spain. Because, dude, like, we're 500 million people market, Latin America. We all share Spanish. That hasn't been exploited yet. Nobody has. Spain is like, yeah, like Panidad, come on, let's do this. But we're just individual countries. It's not that Spain treated us badly, but the campaign then in the 17th century by it was the Netherlands, England, and France to destroy the image of Spain still affects us. Like, we don't trust that we can be bonded together, and we're open for anyone to take the plunge. Like, and this is like whole macro like politics, but dude, 500 million people speaking the same language. You just have to get rid of corruption, get people living better, dude. It's money, baby.
The getting rid of corruption is the big ask there.
Yeah, it's the big ask. That's the thing. Like, getting rid of corruption, it's a number of families in each country. That's how it works down here. Because like, people ask me, is there racism down here? Not really. It's more of how are you related to the families in power. So you have to get rid of those. And once you get that, there's a lot of capable people down here. Like, basically, most of our guys who are really good in sciences, engineering, and whatnot, are in the U.S. because they have no opportunities here. So we have like that. We call that like a brain. It's like brain exports. So if there's opportunities out there, the people who are good will stay. And then we have 300 million in America, or 400 or 300. How many? Like, your population is like around 300 million, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
something like
that. Somewhere around there, yeah.
Yeah, plus 500. Yeah, 800 million. Like, we're making China numbers now. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a big ask, but it can be done.
I think you just need more Javier Milei's down there.
Oh yeah, dude. I love Milei. Afuera! Like, that guy, and all the left-leaning and communist governments in South America are trembling in their loins.
They should be, because he's going to come in and afuera.
Yeah, because Brazil had Bolsonaro, but Bolsonaro was too racist. Like,
was he really?
Like, yeah, you guys don't know Portuguese. Like, if you understood Portuguese, like, that guy was like, he was calling old ladies monkeys, and yeah, it was just. Nah, dude, like, he was still in your face. But he got Brazil working, and then they got Lula again, which is like a full-fledged communist. Now the real, which is like their currency, it's in shambles again. Because those guys only know how to spend. Now, Milei, he's a bass player. He's an ex-soccer player. He's like a cool guy. And he's insufferable like any Argentinian. But yeah, but he's cool. Yeah, but he's cool. So yeah, dude, like, and he's talking to all the presidents, like our president, Rafael Molino, like, it's in cahoots with Milei. Like, they're like this. Even though Argentina has nothing to offer Panama, because most of the things they do is like soy, meat, and certain like industrial manufacturing. We're just trade down here in Panama. It's just like shipping and whatnot. So we don't have that much in common, but we are talking. We're talking a lot.
Yeah. Well, also, the last 4 years, America's brand has suffered.
Yeah, a lot.
And there's a lot going on in the world that is positive when it comes to those things. And China is positioning themselves to be in charge of this whole thing. And
but there's the thing you should know about that, Luke. We don't trust China.
Well,
and
that's
the
good.
thing. Like,
That's good.
Because China has a lot of business in the it's called the Humboldt region in Argentina. They want that out. Right now, Panamanians we've flooded the market with Chinese cars. People don't want them. Only the people who work with the Chinese are saying the Chinese are great, but everybody else is like, oh, these guys. And then we see the videos of Chinese executives whipping African workers.
Oh, they're super racist.
Yeah,
they're
they're
super
like,
racist. They don't
I don't know
value.
about that.
They do not value anyone but themselves.
Yeah.
Now, I will say this. I think that Trump was inevitable.
Yeah.
I think
Or
that,
someone like him, yes.
Or someone like him was inevitable.
Yep.
And right now, I don't know if you're watching any of the confirmation hearings, but to see the grandstanding and the theater coming from the left on these nominations, they're going to get in because this is what we voted for as a people here. Over, like, the majority of the people voted for this, and it was a mandate that we have to get rid of the bureaucracy. We're done with it. It's going to happen. This is a time in history where the government really could be completely restructured in America in our lifetime. Like this, in the next 4 years, we could see a complete restructuring of how this place runs. And I see that the rest of the world, like, I'm reading their articles and watching their news reports, and they're excited to see what happens.
Yeah, the other thing that didn't happen the last times, J.D. Vance is not Mike Pence.
Right.
You know what I mean? And as a macro thing, I see J.D. Vance more of a successor of Trump than Mike Pence ever was. Unless he does something stupid.
Mike Pence, look, he's from Indiana. We loved him for a long time. We really did.
Oh, you love him a long time?
Not like that.
Love him a long time.
Well,
Vance is articulate. He's a politician. He comes in.
everyone's gay once in a while.
There you go.
Well, Vance is a hillbilly who climbed,
from nothing.
Yeah.
Or next to nothing. So next to nothing, it's not even funny.
That's the difference with Pence. Pence
Yeah.
will not take
a risk.
Yeah, he's not a risk taker, and he's not outspoken enough.
No, he's like your typical, boomer Republican kind of rhino sort of guy.
Yep. He is too much of the establishment to fight the establishment.
Yeah, he looked like a father who didn't want to be at that PDA. Like whenever I saw him, it was just like, like uncomfortable. Like
4 years ago, if you would have asked me, I said Trump lost the 2020 election. 4 years ago, that was my stance on things.
Yeah.
It's like he just lost it fair and square.
On the numbers, yeah.
4 years later, now seeing the evidence, can you say that Trump lost the election? No, he didn't. He did not lose that election.
And anyone with an open mind that's looked at the numbers, it definitely raises a lot of questions.
I mean,
there were 20,000 voters that voted for Biden in 2020 that didn't vote at all in 2020.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, when you go against
how is that even possible? And that 20,000 voters didn't vote the 4 years prior.
We're
the
talking
4 years
millions.
prior to that.
There were millions of voters.
Yeah.
20 million,
voted for Biden.
20 million, yeah. But
20
that's the
million
thing.
additional voters.
Yeah. You can't beat the dead, man. Like when you get like IDs of dead people and just put them in the ballot, like it's really hard.
That bump that you see in those numbers statistically is impossible, and it's akin to what you see in third world banana republics.
I can attest to that.
When you see that, I mean, it's like there's just no.
Like I said, anybody open-minded that's looked at the actual evidence and the numbers, it has to raise questions in your head.
And the patterns.
There's just no question. Yeah.
And the
And
patterns.
they're still asking, and Adam Schiff is yelling at Pam Bondi, can you say independently that Trump lost the election? She doesn't think he lost the election because she was on his legal team.
Well, they've seen the numbers up close. Yeah.
She's seen the numbers in Pennsylvania. She knows that they didn't lose that election.
Yeah.
She knows he didn't lose it. She's not going to say that there. And what an idiot to ask that question. That's not what it's about. Her answer, she's a rock star, by the way.
That whole
Pam Bondi's
berating
in
by
Florida.
Schumer is inexcusable, in my opinion.
No.
Schumer's a
It's
joke.
just an embarrassment for the entire country to see him rail her like that.
It's going to be 2 years.
It's terrible.
2 years of theater from these dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And
an apt description. Yeah.
the only way that the Democrat Party is going to survive is if they elect reasonable moderates again and stop being controlled by the extremists that have kind of jacked the Democrat policies.
Yeah. And it's encouraging because I think, people were looking to like AOC as like the next Bernie Sanders, and they were going to be the successors of the Democrats. And I think that's kind of out now. I don't think that's going to happen.
Right. AOC's likable.
Is she?
No, she's not.
She's nice to look at.
She's easier to look at.
Yeah.
She's easier to look at.
Oh my!
That's a trap.
I know you're
She
married,
says
Luke.
it-
I know
but
you're
she-
married,
no, she
Luke, but
says-
I want to invite you to Panama and give you a tour so you can see at 100,000 AOCs one after the other. It
Right.
loses.
I believe it.
Not
But what I'm
to
trying to
add.
say is,
Not to add more to the political discussion, but
Yeah.
here in Michigan, our governor is term limited out after 2 terms. So you're going to see Whitmer jump in, and she's a hardcore moderate Democrat. She's got a
See,
lot
no-
better chance, especially now.
that's what we need. We
Over
need
Newsom.
Democrats like Fetterman. That guy is solid. If I lived in Pennsylvania, I'd have voted for him too. That dude is a solid Democrat. He's that's the kind of Democrat I thought
I wouldn't have
always called
voted
myself.
for him in the condition he was in at the time of the election, but he sure has gotten better.
Man, yeah, he's
So he needs
I
to
like
start
him.
wearing suits.
no, I like him not wearing suits.
It's a great political brand, I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
He looks like a
Republican
Texas
fingers,
Chainsaw Monster
man.
to me. Like I don't know. Like I'm very visual guy, and
the
he looks
reason
like
why
Texas Chainsaw Monster to me. So,
But
I
the
don't
reason why politics moves its way into these discussions is because politics has affected these numbers and affected our industry.
Yeah.
We allowed activism to run rampant
On all
without
aspects.
being checked.
Yeah.
And it became to where there was more activists in the industry than creatives.
And artists. Yeah.
And activism is fine. Be an activist. That's fine. Yeah, I'd vote for Tulsi Gabbard all day long.
I would
yeah.
too. Yep.
Yeah. I'll vote
mean-
for Tulsi Gabbard.
I know you would. No, Tulsi Gabbard is a sharp individual.
Yep.
A scary individual when it comes to on the battlefield. I mean, that woman can handle herself.
Yeah.
And she's a good singer. Her and her husband sing. They do a little music duet thing.
I can
Absolutely.
honestly see her being president.
Wouldn't that be
first female president.
Wouldn't that be a slap to all those ladies who ran for presidency that she's the first female president? That would be awesome.
Well, Hillary pushed her out.
Yeah.
They put her on
She
a
was a
watch
threat.
list
Yeah.
because
She
they're
was a
trying to
threat.
discredit her because she's a threat.
They were scared to death.
Yeah.
of her. Yeah.
Because Hillary wanted to be the first female president.
They wanted Harris because Harris was easier to control.
Really, they didn't want
checked the
Harris
same
at all.
boxes, but she's easier to control.
There's a
They
huge
wanted, yeah. but
there's
they
a
didn't
huge
really want
background.
Harris.
There's a huge background on Harris. You need to go back and I hate to get more political here, but go back and look at what Candace Owens was broadcasting the last couple of months. It's scary how Harris is dug in.
Well, I've got a long-term memory.
Really
So I
crazy.
can remember all the stuff that she did that made her not fit to run for president in 2018. I remember that.
Anyway.
Yeah, I remember. Okay, so anyway. In quarter three,
Here's some more scary numbers.
Yeah.
Marvel has lost market share in 2024, going from 39.9% to 33.3%.
6%.
However, between Marvel and DC, they remain at about 60% of the total market share. So basically what has happened is Marvel customers have moved to DC. So DC's doing something with their story. And I've always thought DC was better on the storytelling side of things than Marvel was.
The key point on this to keep in mind is that these numbers aren't based on readership per se. They're based on retailer perception because all of these books that they buy of Marvel and DC are non-returnable.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the retailer guessing, literally guessing 3 months in advance how their customers are going to take on these products.
And it's
that's another element that skews this market, is there's never like direct reading of who's buying what. It's
Exactly.
what
Horribly
buy,
skews
so.
the market. Yes.
And they believe it's because of this.
And you have a number of factors working in here, especially when you have to order 25 of a book to get one copy of a variant cover.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It hurts the industry. Don't be fooled by big old socialist mounds. They're meant to hypnotize and enslave you. Thomas Sowell, allegedly.
Yeah. Dude, Thomas Sowell
Right,
that guy's my uncle, man. I love Thomas Sowell.
Thank you for the super chat, by the way. Thank you very much. Your generosity warms my heart.
Yes.
Nobody at our end. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Go. You read it. Go ahead.
Nobody at our end of the industry let these people in. The cold truth is that the corporates in charge of media were comfortable in using the extremists.
Because they can control the extremists.
You tell them, Russ.
Really, it's Axel Alonso and Quesada.
And you're absolutely right. Marvel and DC sales are just a fraction of Dogman.
Of just
let alone
Dogman,
adding manga and everything else on the sales.
Yep.
Yeah, dude. Like,
It's, I mean,
keep saying like, "Oh, comics are dead." No, Marvel and DC are dying, but comics are fine. We just gotta find
Dogman's
their
an
niche
animation now. Like they got an animation coming out, Dogman.
We just gotta find their niche again.
Yeah,
That's
it looks good too. Yeah. Marvel and DC are that little kid that we saw at the front of the show.
Yeah.
Literally. And they've been doing that for the last 6-7 years.
Yeah. Let's
Image Comics. Oh, go ahead.
I was just saying, let's go ahead and finish up here so we can get to making real comics.
Yeah.
So, go ahead and read that for me, Randy.
Image and IDW Publishing stayed almost the same as in Q3, while Boom Studios dropped from 3.9% to 3.1% in Q4, falling behind Dark Horse Comics, which stayed at 3.9%. Dynamite, Viz, Titan, and Oni Press round out the chart, all staying close to their earlier shares. All others went from 9.2% in Q3 to 9.7% in Q4. So all the other little guys are gaining ground here by 0.5%.
Yeah.
About 0.5%, indicating that more sales are being spread out among the many other publishers in the market.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
There we are, all others. The data on these, on which these market share percentages are based, is from sales tracked by point of sale by the Comic Hub system at stores selling American comics and graphic novels around the world. During the period for which these reports were generated, there were over 125 stores using the Comic Hub system, as this is a small, non-random sample of over 3,000 stores selling American comics worldwide. These rankings may not be typical for all stores, but do represent a variety of locations and store emphases.
The number of stores, it's sad on its own. That's all I'm going to say. 3,000 worldwide?
And again,
but we know that overall sales were down. So overall sales were down for Q4. It affected almost everybody.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So Marvel is really slipping in that. And it's probably due to this absolute universe being.
And this covers all the cover price raises and everything there. That doesn't mention per unit, does it? This is just money earned.
Yeah, this is just
market
a percentage
share.
of
Just
market share. That's only market share. Yeah. So that's what's going on, guys. Really, what this spells for us is that it's not a bad time. It is not a bad time to be doing independent comic books.
Yeah.
A small publisher, if you can amass yourself 500 to 1,000 dedicated readers, you can have a decent business.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that proves that if you can get yourself a couple thousand dedicated readers that you can sell directly to, you are more than capable of having a living.
Yeah.
With this is also a perfect time for smaller micro distributors.
Yeah.
To come out and start thinking of ways like, hey, how can we handle fulfillment of orders, even direct to customer kind of stuff, for these smaller publishers that might want to do a direct to customer type.
Nobody's got a solid handle on crowdfunding as far as units and figures go. Just everybody's individual platform. So
yeah, I mean, you don't
know how that's going.
People, year over year, and I know that's going. Things are definitely down. They're trending in the downward position. I have seen a couple of things where it looks like things might be trending back up on average, especially with the general traffic that we're seeing.
Yeah.
We're seeing a strange tick in organic traffic coming from places like Google, in different browsers. It's weird that we're seeing this now because we hadn't normally seen that. But here's something funny. I was playing with Chat GPT the other day, and I asked it to give me some hints if I was an independent comic book publisher, what I would consider to get my book out there, or something like that. I can't remember how I put it, how I phrased it, but it actually suggested going to fundmycomic.com.
Oh, nice!
Oh, good for you.
Very cool.
That was very interesting.
Yeah.
That
you've been discovered by ChatGPT.
We've been discovered by AI models that are out there scouring things, which is a good sign. Which is a really good sign.
Cool.
And so there may be some, more potential growth for us.
Yeah.
Like I said before, I'm very happy with the company staying boutique, so that I can maintain the
quality,
the hands-on quality that I'm trying to right now, and give the customer service that is needed.
Cool.
But all good things that are potentially there for the industry, but I do see it moving and changing quite a bit as we move forward through the year, this year to come. So, of course, we'll be here reporting on all that, giving our opinions, as always, letting people know what we think. So you can check out all of us. We all have our different things we do.
Yeah.
Pedro's doing the animation thing.
Yes, sir. It finally started
after 15
seconds
to.
After years of being held up by my own hangups and insecurities, I finally took the plunge. The animation school has started. The first class is up. It's half an hour. We're gonna cover the animation principles for the time being. It's gonna be very regular because I'm trying to find the right spot. I'm thinking maybe Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6 p.m. But that's gonna be changing. But I'm just gonna be putting the classes. If you can catch me live, that's cool. If you can see it afterwards, that's cool too. We're gonna cover all the animation principles, and then we're gonna start. Then the real fun begins because we're gonna be doing what really helped me grow as an animator, which is challenges between my peers. So we're gonna be doing this next 3 months assignment, it's sword slash. So you have to design your character, account for the weight, account for the shape of the sword, how is it gonna move, and all those decisions. You need to have the principles of animation captured to make that. So this is not like a regular let's learn how to use animate. It's animation at its core. You can use any software that can handle frames. So join me at the Pedro Ang channel and let's get this journey going.
Yes. Cool. RJ has a channel working on that, but he has more importantly than that, he has a project.
Yes, sir.
He's trying to get funded over on fundmycomic.com.
Yes, sir. Call sign Orion. It's over on fundmycomic.com. You could also I'll drop a link to the Substack actually in the chat here. Go ahead and check out the trailer. I'll probably should exit with the trailer. But yeah, call sign Orion. So actually, go up on Fund My Comic. That right there is the page for the miniature campaign the F-26 Aerostar. That's the ship that the Alphas fly around. They're the heroes of Call Sign Orion. You get yourself a regular or a painted. There's also a glow-in-the-dark option. You could also pre-order the comic book by going on that page. Another option is the trading card. I just shipped out the first couple orders of these. Giving out a limited number of signed trading cards by Lisa Foyles, who is the actress from All That, Malcolm in the Middle. She has a podcast, Temperamental Podcast. You can find that on YouTube, on Spotify. Also, she's one of the singers in Von Bolt. She's signing these cards. The character Lena Riley is based on her. She's kind of my April O'Neil type character in Call Sign Orion. You could also get the pre-ordered comic book that way. Also, simply by subscribing to my Substack, you can get a free Orion pop socket. Looks like this. And it's kind of shiny. I don't know if I'm catching it in the light there. Get yourself a free Orion pop socket. By posting that on social media, you could also claim a 20% discount on any Call Sign Orion merch. Plus, I got a little glossy sample. I mean, look at this art. You're going to love this stuff.
There
We've
you go.
made this. I got some Johnny Quest vibes, a little Starship Troopers inspiration in the writing. Mike Barron's the editor. You guys are going to love this book. So hop on Fund My Comic, back some stuff, get a pre-ordered book. Hopefully, we'll launch it soon.
Yep.
There you are.
We want to launch it. Yeah, I want to work on this book. Ready to work on it.
Cool.
Randy.
Indie Comics Network and Russ's Comic Book Black Belt YouTube channel, the Randy Zim YouTube channel. We do 2 podcasts a week. Tomorrow morning, Comics by Night, we're going to be looking at The Inkle by Mobius and Jodorowsky. And then Sunday Funnies on Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, we're going to be taking a look at P. Craig Russell's Night Music 1, which is a great, great book showcasing his work. I also want to mention that the Atlantean #1 is available now for retail over at Amazon. Great, great book. Cull and Brule, based off of the characters from the Shadow Kingdom, which is also available for retail over there. Artwork by Russ Leach, Comic Book Black Belt there in the chat. Yeah. Great, great stuff. Issue 2 is currently being done. Look for the campaign for that to start up in March over at fundmycomic.com. Sign up for information over at russleach.com. He sends out a friendly email newsletter letting you know how progress is going. Right now, we are right on schedule for #2 to be complete and for the campaign in March. And Randy, then we're working on 3 as we're talking. Yeah.
Randy, please send me all the info on the Atlantean, because we tried to give you a shout out yesterday to Pontificators, but all that information on like the Russ newsletter and where to get it, we didn't have it.
Okay.
So we're doing that, and dude, everybody was really impressed with the Atlantean. Like,
well, it's available for retail right now at well in your almost your neck of the woods. The Red Dragon crowdfunding campaign, if you want to read it in Portuguese, is still going on for the Atlantean. I'm not sure what they call it in Portuguese. But it looks great.
They call it the Atlantean.
Okay.
Yeah. So no, the thing is like it's I don't know. You said the Incal. It's the Incal. That's
the Incal.
Incal. Yeah, that's how Jodorowsky pronounced it. I don't want to be like that.
What a great!
I'm gonna take your word for that.
What a great piece of work! One of the greatest bits of sequential art that you'll ever see.
One of the most
at the high point of his abilities, and Jodorowsky at the high point of his imagination. It's really great.
One of the most copied pieces of art in France. Like everybody has their own Incal over there. It's just very
beautiful stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, let's check this out. Cool.
Yeah, I
That's
dropped the Substack link in the comments one more time. Go ahead and get on the mailing list there.
You put it in the comments, but it's only on your channel.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah. So you need to put it in the private so I could put it in.
Yeah.
Of course.
So I could put it in here. Yeah.
Of course.
He's controlling.
Come on, RJ.
Luke is controlling.
Come on, RJ.
Why I'm not the host.
Yeah.
I can see it here in the comments. It's
Yeah.
Substack.com.
But it's got that little chain link to it.
Oh,
Which means
yeah.
it's only going out. It's only going out to his channel because he's
No, thanks for catching that.
simulcasting. Yeah.
Yeah, so get on the mailing list there. Get yourself a free pop socket. Claim your discount by posting it on social media. I'll send you the code. This book's going to be awesome.
Yeah, check that out, guys. Check it out. Also, I mean, you're probably already here on that, but if you're watching on, oh, hold on a second. Thank you again for the super chat. Much appreciated. Helps keep the lights on around this mofo. Pedro, will you please spell out your channel name?
Here it is at Pedro Ang on
It's
YouTube.
at
Pedro Ang on YouTube. EDRO Ang.
A-N-G.
A-N-G. Ang.
Just like that.
There you go. Yeah, that's how you'll find me. Animation instruction, guys. I have 20 years of experience animating, and I'm giving it bare bones. There's no subscription. Like, look, subscribe to the channel. Shut up, fishmonger. It's not pertaining as software per se. I use OpenTunes, but you can use any software because the instruction is not about how to use the software; it's how to animate. You only need a software. Yeah. You only need a software that can work frames. That could
Actually,
be Photoshop.
I think Infinite might want to be hiring you.
Who?
I think he might want to hire you.
Oh, him.
I was pitching you yesterday.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your work.
I do expedient work, sir. You just set the quality. I'll tell you how much time. I'm gonna shoot that fishmonger. Shut up!
I'm gonna shoot that fishmonger.
Yeah, it's just like you let me know what you want, and I'll let you know how long it will take me. And normally, it will. I'll stay within the deadline. Luke can attest to that. I worked with Luke several times, and I don't know. Let him know, Luke.
You do good work. I've always enjoyed working with you, especially for like motion comic type stuff, turning the art into a story. I know I'm once I have the finances, I'm gonna be working with you to do that for hybrids.
Awesome.
Hybrids is gonna wind up being a motion comic type thing. Just a matter of, dollars and cents. Yeah. I listen to the podcast Smarty Pants.
Oh, okay. Sorry, it's P.
I can't see anything.
DROANG.
He's listening, Smarty Pants.
Yeah, he's listening.
For all those, if you're watching, you probably found it here.
Yeah.
Here on the YouTube. If you're not, if maybe this is a short and then you're wondering, hey, and you found it, you decided to watch the whole podcast, or if you're watching on X, because we do stream to X while we're here, please go by at Luke Stone Studios over on the YouTube and subscribe and ring the bell so you can be notified. I do have some. He's asking, it's Pedro Ang 4248.
Sometimes YouTube does that, like puts numbers on top of it. Like when I go to my channel and I look for it's just Pedro Ang, so I don't know what those numbers are. I mean, it has my face on it. Like you're gonna see me wearing like goggles.
That might be why you're struggling with the subscribers.
Yeah, probably. But I don't know why YouTube does that. Like, Is it because I'm Panamanian? Like, I don't know.
Well, you know, they say that you have a face for radio.
Yeah,
I'm teasing.
and that's why I put it.
teasing.
It's recognizable. Like, whoa, that's ugly, and people remember ugly.
Just teasing. Yeah. All right. So yeah, over here we've got podcasts. There's short form videos on how to do different things with comics. We'll be adding, we as in I will be adding more content like that here over the next few weeks, months. This year, I'm trying to put something out every week that's kind of new and different. If you're into music, I am doing some more music stuff, talking about my recording process. I just wrote a new song where I have I just kind of played the rough draft of it. So you'll get some of that. So it's kind of a mix of things. There's going to be a few more things coming out about faith stuff. So you might want to check that out. The other thing is go over to lukestonestudios.com. From there, you can go to buy comics. And you can get all of the digital comics for free right now. They're on sale. I don't know how much longer I'm going to do that. I might make them some cost at some point, but right now you can read my entire catalog for $0. Because we are going to be putting up the Arrow catalog at globalcomics.com, and we're going to have an online store at fundmycomic.com. Just a matter of building that out and getting that launched.
Putting it in there.
We will let you know. Join my mailing list. I'll even let you know about that. But you can get all those books digital for free. You can get them for free, and many of the physical books are discounted. I will be putting up. I found some copies of Volume 2 of the hybrid trade paperback. So I did find some. I'll be putting those up here soonish. So yeah, go by, check that out. You can also find many different things on there. Merch, fun different merch. Some stuff about that. Hybrid stuff. All kinds of stuff you can get. Hats, jackets, bags, phone cases, socks. We probably need to get rid of those, right? We don't need those anymore.
A little outdated.
No,
we don't need face diapers anymore, do we?
I use them when I go skiing.
There are some cosplay helpers. Kind of get you started cosplaying, either chlorine or ion. No, those are nice. Those are fun.
I never thought of that.
Blankets, candles. Yeah, FMC gear, hybrids, Fun My Comic, all kinds of stuff. So yeah, you check that out. It's not super well organized. I need to work on that, but there's a lot of different options up there for you to look at. And members access that will give you access to different things for free, and content and videos that are specifically for members. Still working on some of that content, but members do get a physical book. Whenever a physical book is printed, you'll get one, which is fun. Yep, check that out. That's not what I want to do. That's what I want to do. There we go. All right, guys, you know what time it is.
Yep.
You know what time it is. It's a good show. We went a little long today because we had a lot to talk about.
Yep.
Definitely big news in the comics world. Hopefully next week is a little quieter. But I have high hopes. I'm seeing a lot of creative people right here in the chat. I'm seeing a lot of creative people here on this panel. And I think that we have potential for great success coming in 2025 if we work hard and are innovative and creative in all of our endeavors. Remember, like Randy says, hating ain't creating. It's really easy to tear things down, get on there and try to build your brand based off of negativity. But it's way harder to try to build it up on positivity. But I promise you, you will like the results a lot more in the long term if you build it off of creativity and creation rather than tearing things down. So get out there, build up more than you tear down. Leave the wood pile a little bit higher than you found it. Doesn't have to be much. Any little bit helps. Keep praying for the people that are struck by devastation. North Carolina, California,
Florida,
all around the world right now.
all over.
Definitely be praying for them, those that are displaced from their homes. And please, by all means, be careful out there.
Yeah.
Let's be careful out there. Let's be careful out there. We had a 187 at the 7-Eleven on the corner of 4th and Main. 2 Caucasians of the male persuasion put a bullet through the cashier's brain. Moving on, I see it 211, half a dozen 459, 2 ADWs, a GTA, several miscellaneous crimes.